Welcome to Unfiltered. Another week. It is December 6th. Tomorrow is a somber day. We'll talk about that in a little while. You know, today was another one of those days where I came in this morning and, you know, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about because, most important, I've discovered, like I believe I said a couple episodes ago, that I've discovered the key to contentment in life. And that's not to pay attention to any of the news, the Facebook, or anything. Just don't pay any attention to it, you know, go about your life, you know, be happy, do the things that you like to do. Man, and it's nice, you know, and pretty much I've done almost nothing. Which is fine, you know? You don't always have to be doing something. All right. I did spend some time with the plaintiff and her old man over the weekend, and I had mentioned that I had seen a post. Well, one of the things, you know, it kind of got me upset, and then I said, man, you got to stop paying attention to that stuff. I saw a thing, and I can't remember where I saw it, on Facebook or one of them internet places that I was perusing. It said that children have won the right to sue the government over climate change. Because, you know, we don't have enough frivolous lawsuits as it is, with people suing from everything from, you know, I mean, you name it, people are suing for it. And one of the causes for granting them the right is to sue, and we're going to get to that word. Because that word means nothing. The word is rights. Let me tell you, as a human being, born, you don't have any damn rights. The plaintiff disagrees with me. Of course, otherwise she probably wouldn't be the plaintiff. But she disagrees with me. She believes that, you know, kids should be able to do this because it infringes upon their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, if you look back and remember your history classes, the Constitution of the United States, or the Declaration, it's actually the Declaration of Independence. It's not the Constitution, it's the Declaration that states that man has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Before the Declaration of Independence, there was no right to nothing. So let's get back to lawsuits. Now that I've explained to you why I don't believe, you know, you don't have any rights. You're born. You deal with it. You make your own way. We have free choice and free will. Your entire life is up to, guess who? You. It's what you do with your life. It's how you overcome your obstacles. It's nobody else. I mean, and when you're talking about lawsuits, sure, give people the right to sue the government for climate change. Well, maybe if you own an iceberg and it melts, maybe you could sue them. But, you know, that's like saying, where do you stop? Should a child who is born with a birth defect be able to sue his parents because he's got a birth defect? Because mom smoked or did something when she was pregnant? Should autistic kids be able to sue the system because they're autistic? If a tornado takes your house, do you sue? Can you sue the government because they let a tornado wipe your house out? Of course you can't. It's stupid, isn't it? Well, there you go. If you're uneducated enough to use your mind and think logically about this stuff, then it's so easy to see. The reason that it's so, this is December. We just had our first little bitty tiny trace of snow, which, I was hoping we weren't going to see this year because of climate change, but nope, it's going to snow, and we're probably going to get more. Ski areas. It's hugely expensive to go skiing. You want to know the main reason? It's not because these ski areas want to make enough profit so that maybe it's probably part of that, because these places are only open for 3 or 4 months a year. But a lot of the price that you pay for your lift tickets and stuff goes to cover their liability insurance. Because if you're stupid and you go down the wrong trail, or you're uncoordinated and you fall down and break your leg, oh my God, you're going to sue the damn ski place. Again, it's dumb. You choose what you do. If you choose to do reckless stuff that may endanger your health, you live with the consequences. You don't sue somebody else because you're an idiot. It's unbelievable, the world that we've come to live in. On the upside, I watch great television content. No, not here on Channel 8, although Channel 8 does have great channel content, local content especially. But History Channel over the weekend actually had some history on it. And it's about damn time because, a pawn shop is not a historical show. Guys picking through some guy's old garbage isn't a historical show. This weekend was about World War II, and it was about Pearl Harbor. And if that stuff was going on today, we would be in a world of trouble as a country. We could not do today what those brave people did back in the 1940s. There's no way. Our kids are too whiny, they're too lazy, and they're too fat. I said it. Yeah, we could never pull that off. Not in a million years right now. We've got a better chance now that Trump put General Mattis in, wants to put General Mattis in for Secretary of Defense. That's one tough SOB right there. He is hardcore military. And he is military to the point of, if you're going to fight a war, you have to fight a war to win. That's the purpose of war, is to win. I found out during those shows on History Channel, the reason that Truman dropped the atomic bombs on Japan, because we were planning an assault, much like Normandy. We were going to go in and take the Japanese mainland. But estimates were that it would take the lives of 1 million U.S. soldiers. And Truman didn't think that the country had the stomach to lose 1 million of its young men. So he dropped the bomb. And we took 1 million of the enemy. Yeah. It's funny because the Japs played us good. You know? They actually sent a dude over. We had placed an oil embargo on them, a trade embargo. And we were their main suppliers of oil. So by us embargoing the oil, that was going to kill their military strength. So they sent a guy like 2 days before the strike at Pearl Harbor. They sent an ambassador to the United States to try and get the embargo lifted. And apparently, somewhere during those talks, Pearl Harbor happened. So anyway, great content and very, very educational. Again, education. You want your kids to learn? Sit them in front of stuff like that. Let them hear the history. Let them hear how stuff played out. And how, yes, during the Second World War, we made friends with an evil, horrible dictator named Stalin. Because he was our enemy's enemy. That was why we did that. Pearl Harbor cost us over 2,400 sailors and soldiers' lives. Many more were wounded. We lost some great ships. And tomorrow is the 75th anniversary of the attack of Pearl Harbor. Yep. So, there was also a history on Sunday night, had a thing on, it's called Pearl Harbor, The Truth, or The Search for the Truth or something. And apparently, now again, I'm not sure, how slanted this is because again, it's TV, and in TV land, you can do almost anything. But this group was saying that they had found evidence that the United States knew about the imminent attack of Pearl Harbor and nobody told the commanders on the scene. Whether that's true or not, apparently they said they had, a stack of Japanese intercepts that we had decoded 2.5 feet tall. And they had looked at them singly and never put it all together as like one big case. So, but I guess all the hints and stuff were there that Pearl Harbor was going to get attacked, and we maybe could have been a little more prepared. Roosevelt struck me because I didn't, I never really thought about Roosevelt, but I believe he had polio. And when he gave that speech, December 7th, 1941, a date that will live in infamy. When he wrote and gave that speech, everybody in politics thought he needed to do a longer, bigger, better speech. But he stuck to his guns. And he did that speech, one of the most famous speeches in the world. But the amazing thing was, because of his polio, he was very unsteady. He was in a wheelchair for most of his presidency. And he didn't want to go up to the podium in Congress in the chair. He thought that would be a sign of weakness. So they had made special braces for his legs, and with his son's help and a cane, he walked from the back of the room to the speaker's podium. And everybody in the know, was worried about the fall. And if he were to fall on his way to the podium, that would also be a sign of huge weakness. But anyway, Roosevelt died peacefully in office of a stroke, I believe it was. Truman took over. Another cool thing was before the invasion of Normandy, it was Patton had been kind of blackballed because he had slapped that soldier in the hospital, or allegedly slapped that soldier in the hospital, calling him a coward for not wanting to go back out to the battle lines, and so he was taken out and lost his command there. But we sent him to England with a team of movie people, and they set up this huge, like, blow up tanks and jeeps and all this stuff to make it look like there was a huge invasion force coming from England. And while Hitler had his eye on that, we banged into Normandy. And let me tell you, these guys that fought through that war, unbelievably strong, iron-willed, and patriots. One of the stories I remember was, I believe it was a guy named Rocky Blount. He was in the Ardennes forest, and they had been in a firefight, and he had been in the foxhole. And he had frozen into the foxhole. His fellow soldiers had to dig him out with bayonets, chip him out of the ice. He was sent to a medical facility. 4 days, he was back in battle. He had, I believe he had severe frostbite in his feet and legs, and yeah, I'm not sure if he's still alive or not. But the numbers of those folks, those survivors from Pearl Harbor, the survivors from World War II in general, are shrinking quickly. Very, very quickly. I believe I saw a thing, there's only 5 people from, I believe, the Arizona that are survivors from the Arizona are alive. All right, what else was I going to talk about today? Do I want to go back into why we don't have rights? Again, yeah, rights. What have you got a right to? Basically, you really don't have a right to anything. You know, when you're born. As a person, every person should be respected. But whether that's a right or not is, again, you know, actually, let me get back to General Mattis for a minute, because I saw a great quote that he said. He said, be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everyone you meet. And you know, that's really good thinking. Because everybody's out for themselves. This is a world where, you know, each one of us designs our own destiny. Some people like the easy way out, robbing people, killing people, you know. And then there is evil. I don't know. It's confusing because there's so many of us, you know. Again, every single one has free will. You can tell somebody they've got the right to an education, but if they don't step up and avail themselves of the education, that's up to them. You know? Sometimes I think maybe we would all be better off if we were a little less smart. You know? If we knew a few less things, we might be better off. I don't know. All right. Like I said, it's December. We've got like 20 days till Christmas, 19 days? 19 days till Christmas. We've got 26 days until the brand new year of 2017. Wow. It's going by so fast. But being as how it's December, I've got some of, from thefactsite.com, I've got some December's special days. And today being December 6th is Microwave Oven Day. That's right. So pop something in there and blast it up. Let me see if it says how it got started. The earliest attempts to cook food without fire happened in around 1922, but the microwave oven as we know it today was invented by Percy Spencer in 1945. A little knowledge, a little education for you right there. That's your right. That's what I'm giving you. After he noticed that the radar set he was using had melted a candy bar in his pocket. First food intentionally cooked in the microwave, that's right, it was popcorn. The second was an egg. The third was a frog. Not really. Although, it says, so today you have the perfect excuse to microwave a big bag of popcorn and curl up with a nice movie. It's honoring the inventiveness of the post-World War II world. We were just talking about World War II. Tomorrow, on top of being Pearl Harbor Day, is also Cotton Candy Day. And believe it or not, a dentist invented cotton candy. William Morrison and candy maker John Wharton unveiled their fairy floss to the world in 1904. The name cotton candy was coined by another man, Joseph Lascaux, another dentist who patented his newer and shinier sugar spinning machine in 1927. So, there you go. It was the dentists, because apparently work was slow, they invented cotton candy to rot kids' teeth to get them to go to the dentist. That is great marketing. December 8th is Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. Originates from a blog post in 2007. That sounds stupid. December 10th. There you go. December 10th. Dewey Decimal System Day. So guess what? On December 10th, pop on down to the public library here in Keene and find out what the Dewey Decimal System's all about. I could never figure it out. It's a bunch of numbers that they assign to books. It was invented in 1876 by a librarian named Melville Dewey. And it was revolutionary. For those who think it has something to do with math, then please try to stay. It's a universal library sorting system. Dewey Decimal System has had 26 revisions, starting out as a pamphlet, but growing to full 4 volumes long. It's used in over 135 countries. All right. December 11th, UNICEF birthday, founded in 1946 to aid children and mothers suffering in countries torn apart by World War II. That's right. A lot of stuff happened because of World War II, let me tell you. December 12th is Ding-a-ling Day, so grab your ding-a-ling. And no, that's the wrong ding-a-ling, I think. It's all about calling friends and family that you haven't spoken to in a while. It's a phone thing, apparently. Started in 1972 by Frank Heil. December 13th is Pick a Pathologist Pal Day. December 14th, Bouillabaisse Day. Here you go. December 15th is Cat Herders Day. No, that sounds stupid too. December 16th, Chocolate Covered Anything Day. So whatever you've got, cover it with chocolate. December 17th is Maple Syrup Day, which doesn't make any sense because Maple Syrup Day should be held during maple syrup season. but that's December 17th. December 18th is Answer the Telephone Like Buddy the Elf Day. Has something to do with the movie Elf. December 19th is Hard Candy Day. Let's see. Geez, that's about all of them. Well, I mean, there's a couple, but they don't sound all that great. There's stuff like Card Playing Day, December 28th. Fruitcake Day is December 27th. December 26th, 24th is Eggnog Day. I like mine with a nice healthy dose of rum. December 26th is Candy Cane Day. Oh, and here's the best day of all, and it's December 30th. It is Bacon Day. In 2000, because of the internet, apparently, everybody loves bacon. And they love it so much that in 2011, bacon sales soared so high that economists dubbed it Bacon Mania. Yep. So on December 30th, it's Bacon Day. And December 31st is, of course, Make Up Your Mind Day. That's the day, you know, you're finalizing your resolutions. End of the year, making peace with everything that's gone on the entire year. And again, everything that's gone on, it's been you. Your choices, your decisions. Stop blaming people. Take the responsibility onto yourself for living your life, making your life great. That's it. So, I'm running down on time. If you see this on Facebook, hit the share button. Share me around, spread me around. If you watch on YouTube, which is a great way to watch, then hit the subscribe button. You'll get a notification every time I pop a new episode up. And I guess that's it. Until next week, I'm Rick Blood. This is Unfiltered. Peace.